Imagine $100,000 just being made every day, just like it's nothing. Like, you know, no big deal. Couple minutes, $100,000, like what else to do with my day? What is going on, my lovely friends? Candice B here. Thank you so much for coming to my channel. If you're new here, hello, welcome. So glad you're here. If you're already subscribed, thank you so much for coming back and being loyal. I appreciate you all for stopping by today to watch this video. Today we are back with another Forex related reaction video, and this one I'm very excited to watch. I don't know why I have not watched it sooner, but it came up on my recommended videos, and it's a video by Trading Nut. Now I love Trading Nut's videos because he interviews, all these up and coming and or experienced traders who are just doing amazing and who are so inspirational. And I love just watching his interviews with them and just seeing different things. So we're going to be reacting to his video for the first time ever. And this video is entitled Q Banks Reveals His Simple US30 Strategy in Step-by-Step Detail. Now, y'all know, well, a lot of you guys know that I've been trying to dabble a bit more into the US30, and obviously we know Q Banks is an amazing trader in general, so I'm very excited to just see how he breaks down this strategy. And of course, y'all, these reaction videos are only for entertainment purposes. You enjoy them, I enjoy them, so let's enjoy them together. So before we get into this video, I'm going to need you guys to stop, scroll down, and hit that like button. I always appreciate it. And while you're down there, you might as well subscribe, hang out with your girl. I know I've been a little bit inconsistent, I'm sorry. If it were up to me, I'd be posting every single day, but hopefully we can get to that point. But that being said, let's get into this video.
All right, guys, here we are on Trading Up. We've got Q Banks here on the show, about to walk us through a recent couple of trades of his. Links below the video if you do want to check out the podcast we've just recorded. It goes for about 40-50 minutes. It's awesome stuff. You've really got to go and check this out after watching this video here. So Q, welcome to the show.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. It's been a while. So excited to do this.
Well, let's get your screen up and have a look at it.
Yeah. So this right here is US30, which is an index. Don't mind the mess. This is my art. I don't erase it for anyone. So this is just like it was me just working throughout the entire week or like working throughout the entire day right here. So I'm gonna be going over is just like overall just like two setups that I actually recently just caught throughout this entire week right here. So yeah, just to sit back and I guess take some notes, I guess. So this right here is US30 again. Like what I'm gonna be showing you are two sell setups that actually caught based on just this overall move like right here. Well, this move like right here, I caught.
Look how huge those movements are when it comes to the Dow. Like literally a push, just a range, and then a push down. Like, oh my gosh, so nice to be on the right side of the Dow. Let's say it's not nice to be on the opposite side, but it's a beautiful instrument, honestly.
Caught this big drop recently, and then I caught this drop again like right here as well, which is going to be able to drop a bit more this upcoming week. So let me just walk through it a tad bit. So overall, this drop like right here was based on a few things. Overall, this actually was the first time this market had ever hit like 33,000 and has been consistently at that certain price. So if I actually just mark off this 33,000 flat, which is all the way right here. So this line itself, it seems like it's a lot of data like right on top, but once you actually zoom out, you'll see that it's not really much data overall throughout that entire area. So technically, seeing how it actually had a full exhaustion zone up top, like right here, this area was still being respected for a level of resistance based off of psychological level. So seeing how it actually is respecting this time frame, this is technically a daily setup or a daily level of resistance overall, since it's not breaking that 33,000 level based on this time frame. So on other time frames, you're obviously going to be seeing more details, such on H4 and H1, because that.
I love the H4. I feel like it's so much clearer because you see that break of that structure to the downside, and then it kind of makes that small little wick, retests it, and then just pushes down. Very beautiful. And yeah, I can see how that being a higher time frame resistance really helps to figure out the direction that price wants to go in.
Wick that you're seeing on that daily time frame is literally candles on lower time frames. So like what I actually did based off of this entire area, I started seeing a break of a level of support, which was, pretty big overall for this entire area. You had two big drops based off this entire point. Then you had a level that pretty much settled at and had a level of consolidation. So since it actually started doing that point, I actually pulled out my fibs immediately once it actually made that level of the support, which was all the way down here. I have my point A and point B for this certain area. My overall aim for this entire point to actually then have a valid level of a lower high point actually was aiming for this level right here, which is 38.2%. So the market actually consolidated sideways for quite a bit of time throughout this entire point, and I was only focused on trying to figure out like if it's going to maintain and continue this certain drop that I was actually focused on. So what I did was I started seeing, it started making these higher low points throughout the entire bottom of this entire market. I seen that it actually broke my counter trend line, which was right here, which is this blue line right here. I'm going to put this line in red just so you can see it a bit more. From that point, it pretty much, broke off that counter trend line. So from that point, I consider this area all sellers market beyond this level of that break of the consolidation. Well, based off the break of the counter trend line, I consider all this a seller's market after this point. I started seeing a lot of lower high points. I started seeing a level of the resistance that was being maintained throughout this entire point. So even though it started making higher low points still, it's not breaking this main high point that it actually made like right here, because that point is pretty much the high point of this consolidation zone, and it's still throughout this entire sideways movements. So I'm still looking for overall sell opportunity despite it being sideways for quite a long time. What I started seeing was this. It maintained this level of the resistance. I had a huge drop of this entire point, okay? It came back to the bottom area of that level of the consolidation. It had a bit of exhaustion, so I wasn't looking for any kind of sell opportunities based off that level of exhaustion. I started then seeing this lower high point like right here. So that actually was being maintained. I had a sell opportunity based off of the close and pullback of this entire area. Like once it actually dropped first and pulled back and maintained that level of support, I put in a sell opportunity like right there based on it actually making lower high points previously. I was more confident in the continuation of that sell opportunity. So
this makes so much sense, honestly. And I love how he keeps his charts very clean, very simple. And I just love how the US30 is very structure based, I find. It'll range, but then when it moves, it very much moves.
I put my sell there. From that point, I seen some exhaustion here, which also now created this a little lower high point as well, a nice bearish engulfing type pattern, which is like 1, 2, 3. That's how I consider it. And then from that point, it just fell out the sky, dropped all the way here. Okay, so that was a huge move itself. So after that, that order was actually closed out based off it actually hitting a certain TP that I actually had in mind at that certain point. Okay, so that certain TP was based on my fibs. Again, like how I was saying previously, point A to point B, it hit that 38.2%. I was aiming for negative 27% first, but then it had so much momentum left that it continued dropping all the way to my TP2, which is that negative 61.8%. After that, I exited somewhere like around here, which was perfectly fine. Even though it dropped a bit more, I wasn't really stressing that because I made a good amount of money for that certain move and I was satisfied. So after that, I had my second set of fibs that I pretty much marked up. Let me just get my fibs out again. So once I actually had that new low point, I actually then modified to my new fibs. I had my point A to point B. Okay. 1 second. High point of this consolidation zone. So what I did was this. So it actually made that level of support first. I started seeing that it started making higher low points. My overall bias for this entire point was still an overall sell opportunity based off of higher time frame analysis, such as the daily, such as the H4. All these were still confirmation that it's an overall still a sell opportunity, but at the same time, it still gives me a chance to then fully take advantage of what it's currently doing at this certain point in time. So my overall goal for this entire point was it's actually to retrace to that 61.8%. That's why it's actually marked off based off of this zone that I got from over here, which was based on a level of exhaustion that I actually seen based off of this past area right here, which was a support at one point. So in Wall Street Academy, we can consider this an area of confluence because it actually matches up with multiple technical analysis, which actually it lines up. So an overall on lower time frames, I was aiming for that area because I had a confluence point based off of that certain point. So me seeing all these lower high points and all this level of exhaustion, I know that the market is not ready to actually drop because it's creating all this exhaustion points throughout this entire bottom area, and it's still creating higher low points as well. So overall aim was to actually, take this market up. So what I did was I entered somewhere like around like right here, and I took this market up, and I was aiming for it at negative 61.8%. It took a while because all this consolidation, but at the same time, it eventually got there, it closed out, and aim was to actually get back into, aim for the sell opportunity, but I didn't catch it based on my counter trend line break was just not clear enough for me to actually then catch this move right here. So this upcoming week, I have to pretty much figure out a way on how I could get back into this move and flow along with this overall bias that I have based off my higher time frame analysis right here. So yeah, so that's where I'm at like right now with this certain trade.
I'm just taking in, he probably made like, on that first drop, like this one here, he probably made like hundreds of thousands of dollars, because that's like an everyday thing for him to make. Imagine $100,000 just being made every day, just like it's nothing. Like, no big deal. Couple minutes, $100,000. Like, what else to do with my day?
And if I even want to extend this area a tad bit based off of what I'm currently doing on this certain pair, I have my point A and point B based off of that point. And yeah, so I could consider this a counter trend line break as well and flow along with the entire market. But like I said, again, overall bias is still sells, but I have to find an area sometime next week. It could be Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, to actually then get back inside this flow of the market and then fully take advantage of it. And yeah, aim for some new lows for this I'm currently on.
Cool. One question on this, because this is an awesome breakdown. Look, one of probably the best I've seen. Where did you put your stop on that first trade?
So overall stops was based off of the high point. Similar to like where this orange line is on this top of the consolidation zone, mainly because for one, it's out of the consolidation zone and the market has never ever been up there yet. So I like to actually put it just a little bit outside of that zone. It could be, I can't really say in pips wise, but at the same time, what I was risking was, I was risking about, I think like $5,000 or $7,000. And yeah, so from there, the risk to reward was definitely worth it because it was like a 1-to-8 or a 1-to-7 type of ratio. So like it actually worked out.
Cool.
Versus this.
Oh, okay. So maybe he didn't make like hundreds of thousands. Maybe he made like 50K. Oh, no big deal. $50,000 instead of 100. My bad.
Here, same concept. So like since I'm on a lower time frame like M5, like right now, I could actually have a lower risk to actually then benefit this area because at the same time, I don't want to risk a lot based on it actually just not being a pair that I could actually just play around with. I'm trying to risk as little as possible. So yeah, so that's
cool.
That's pretty much a little bit about it.
Brilliant. Well, look, Q, awesome breakdown here. Thank you very much for that. And thanks for coming on the podcast, guys. If you do want to check that out, there's a link below the video. Now, before we wrap up, what's the best way for the guys to find out more about you?
My main platform, which is on Instagram at Cuebanks, CUEBANKS, and that's my main platform. I only have one account, so yeah, there's definitely, I guess, it's, give me a follow.
Cool. And there's links in the show notes, guys, as well. So links under this video if you're watching it on YouTube. And do remember to subscribe to this and also hit like and do click that notification
We are definitely going to hit like. We have to. That was a great video.
bell, click all, so you can catch videos like this in the future. See you in the next one.
That was a very, very informative video. Oh my gosh. Like, I love that, honestly. So straightforward. Shout out to Cuebanks. Shout out to Trading Nut for even having Q on there. Just breaking things down simply. Like, honestly, the biggest thing I took from this was just giving your stop loss some breathing room. The fact that he put his stop loss above the range makes sense. Obviously, it's structure. You want to be able to, because I know that a lot of people, myself included, sometimes I would put my stop loss in areas based on pips, and I feel like that's not the wisest thing to do. You should always be basing your stop loss and take profit on structure, where price has just come from, where price is going to go. It just kind of increases your edge, increases your likelihood to win the trade. So the fact that he showed that, that's amazing. And just showing that using higher time frames with the Dow is helpful because, you know, you want to know the overall direction, and then from there dropping down to the lower time frames to see more details, see where to enter, see what price is doing on a more specific scale. That is amazing. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you found it informational, and I hope you gathered things that can help you in your trading. But if you enjoyed this video, let me know by hitting that like button. I always appreciate it. You guys already know that. And comment down below. Let's talk about this strategy. Let's talk about indices and just what is your approach to indices when it comes to just, you know, structure and time of day that you trade it, etc. Let's talk about it. And do you even trade indices? Do you stay away from them? You know me, I used to hate them. I'm sure in previous videos I probably said I would stay away from them forever, but there's just something drawing me to the US30 and the NASDAQ and stuff like that. But you gotta take it one step at a time. And last but not least, do not forget to subscribe so you know when I post another video. And in the meantime, feel free to check out any of my other videos on this channel and my other channel, Candace BTV, where I vlog. But that being said, ladies and gentlemen, go out there, be great as always. I hope you are having an amazing trading week, and I hope you have an amazing day, week, and life. Bye.